Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
So you are.
Yeah. So, guys, yesterday, as we were talking about the poor air quality of uh, Delhi and it is impacting the tourists. See, now it is in the newspaper. See, this is how practical things work. Probably, when we were talking about yesterday, it was the actually impact that was looking, when we see a lot of poor air quality, flights being cancelled. Yesterday only we talked about this, and today is the newspaper. Shubham has written about it. Shubham, would you like to, give a brief of this? What has come in the
Yes, sir.
this article? Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. So, high air pollution in Delhi and North India is worrying foreign tourists. So, countries like Singapore, UK, and Canada have issued travel warning for their citizen visiting in India. And this advisory say that air can harm health, especially for elder people, pregnant women, and those with heart and breathing problems. So, tourists are being advised to stay indoors or reduce outdoor activity, and because of this many international travelers are shortening their stay in Delhi and skipping it completely. And also the tour operators are changing travel plans and sending tourists directly to the airport after visiting other cities. So so like overall, winter is usually a strong season for luxury hotel. So high pollution can hurt peak season performance, especially for cities hotels in Delhi.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, Shubham, this now, what is the issue with this news is, you have told me this news, fine, and I am quite good that you have told this news, you have written this. So now, as an analyst, you have told me this as a journalist. Whatever is written in the news, you have told me in a very small, maybe four paragraphs. Perfect.
Yes.
So now, see, now the question, as an analyst, what is your duty? It is not about reading newspapers. It is about analyzing things. Now, when you say, that countries such as Singapore, UK, Canada have issued an advisory for nationals. So now you have to find how many international tourists visit India. Okay, first part.
Yes.
Right. When you say the air quality is poor, now you can, we measure air quality in AQI, right? Air quality index. You have to also mention that the air quality index of Delhi has been increased from 400 to the 500, something like that. How many? So there are overall so many tourists which are coming in India from and if specifically if you get an answer, tourists traveling to Delhi, probably in this kind of scenarios you will get an answer from AI. If not this year, last year numbers you will get. You put an AI and find so how many tourists visit India or visit specifically Delhi. First is India and second is Delhi.
Delhi. Yes.
Okay. Acha, now, if I want to ask, since we are tracking the tourism sector, you also need to understand how many hotels of various companies are in Delhi. Let's say Taj. Taj have how many hotels in Delhi? Lemon Tree has how many hotels in it? So the one who is having maximum hotels in Delhi will get impacted.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the analysis that you do after reading the news. Because here there
Okay,
was
sir.
no data points. Got it? There was no data points over here. So it is like a story. It's an update. Okay, fine. I have also read it. You are also read it. Now my question comes: if I want to pay you 10, 15 lakhs as CPC, why I will not hire you to tell me the news. I will hire to tell me what is not there in the news and which is related to the news. Only as in data points. Okay,
Yes.
fine, fine. Just so this news, I have no issue with the news. You have also written it perfectly. 3 lines, 4 lines, perfectly. Good one that you have written. Now this is up and above that what I expect from you.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. Rishikesh, yeah, I was coming on to you.
Yes, sir.
Rishikesh, anything on
So,
that? Sorry, yeah.
so there is a news regarding hospitality sector.
Hmm.
So the luxury meet wilderness. So here in this news, ITC Hotels plans to open 4 new properties under their unique boutique brand Story, with a total room keys of 141. And the destination for all these 4 hotels are near the wildlife reserve. So majority of the Story hotels are near the leisure segment, and they are not towards the corporate side. The 4 new properties are going to be open in Jawai, which is in Rajasthan, and it is a 15 guest room hotel which is famous for leopard reserve. The second hotel is in Ranthambore with the key capacity of 40, and it is famous for Bengal tigers, and it is also in Rajasthan. The third story property which is going to open is in Sasangir, which is in Gujarat, near Gir National Park. The keys is 26, and it is famous for Asiatic lions. And the fourth hotel is Dharigir, which have a 60 key room capacity, and it is also famous for Asiatic lion. So current portfolio of Story includes 20 operational hotels with 952 keys. With this addition, Story's property will reach to 24 hotels and 1093 keys for ITC.
Okay. Okay. So this was an update from ITC that they have, in the Wild Drive Reserve, they are opening a new hotels in. So what is your purpose of when you do a research on ITC, you know that, hotels, you have to add rooms to your revenue. Okay. Good update.
Sir, should I
If
also
there's any
mention the RevPAR or ADR in the news? An
If it's
occupancy.
given,
No, it's not
now,
given, but I have made the Excel, so there it's mentioned.
no, so now, which this ITC Jawai Hotels, story by ITC now, when they say that they have opened, plans to open new
Yes.
properties. Now, still now we don't know what is so you cannot say revenue per room year over year. You have to talk about ADRs, average daily rates, or average room rates, because you will not get revenue per it is yet to be opened.
Got it, sir.
Got it? Got it. So you have to talk because, in India, in that place you cannot have, 20, 30,000 as a room rent. So you can talk about average room rates for ITC. So we expect that, that let's say if I say the Taj, we know the Taj average room rate is around 15,000. So if ITC it is 20,000, you know that, sir, if there's four hotels are opening, probably the ADR will be around 20,000. This is what you can talk about. Okay. Okay. Anupama, let me open your news first. Anupama, are you there? Anupama? Oh, oh yeah. Anupama, can you start with your news? Anupama? Yeah. Okay. Okay, Bobby.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
my news is regarding this Maruti Suzuki. So basically, Maruti Suzuki is poised to gain most from this rupees 91 rupee depreciation. Why? Because in the export PV export segment, it has the highest share of almost 45%. Uh, and its exports in Q2 FY26 was 0.1 million units, up by 42.2% year on year. And in the first half of the FY26, it had 0.2 million vehicle exported. So there's a growth of almost 40%, and it's its highest ever half yearly volume. Also in November 2025, also its exports surged by over 60% compared to the previous year's month, which is 46,057. And its export models, in its exports model, France is the highest selling. After that, there is Jimny with the second highest selling, and there is 𝗖𝗹𝗹 also, of which 7,000 units already the shipments have been sent to Europe. So all in all, in order to conclude that Maruti has a strong export momentum backed by this weak rupee, and with its dominant PV export share, it can be key beneficiary in this what you say export led growth. So this is my news.
Okay. Okay. The rupee is benefiting. Sorry. Rupee is benefiting Maruti, obviously. So now it is not only Maruti, it is if you talk about the passenger vehicle sector, Maruti will get impacted the most because the majority of this revenue is coming from 40%. How much is the revenue coming from export
No, like
that you have written, Bobby?
the thing is, the export share in the whole Indian export is 45%.
45%. Huh?
The unit wise, I checked in FY25. So unit wise is around 15%.
15%.
1-5.
Okay, fine. Fine.
So
That is
I'm
what I'm.
expecting it to increase more because कैसा है कि it was 3,32,000 in FY25, but in this half yearly only, no, in Q2 FY26, it has already crossed 2 lakhs. So it has to go more than what you say 3 lakhs.
15%.
Yeah, aram se. So it has to go more than 50. The unit wise sales has to at least cross 20% according to me in exports. That's
Okay.
what I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. अच्छा Arnav has 18% in past 12 months. Fine.
So yeah, I mean this is my news. Like I think at least in PVs, Maruti has to get the
Maruti has,
most.
yeah. So again, if you talk about one more economical point that you have got that if you talk about Maruti, okay, the Maruti home, because of GST cut, small vehicles are growing. Uh, Maruti is also coming up with few models in the hybrid space, which hybrid we know, no, something is happening in the hybrid space as well. SUVs are growing. Maruti is also have 2, 3 SUVs in their lineup. Vitoros is now they have launched. Brezza they are coming up with a updated version now. Plus, their Grand Vitara is already doing good. E-Vitara they are coming in, so they have a quite a good SUV range. They have quite small cars are not doing good, but GST is helping a bit on that part. So now they are coming up with a hybrid model in the small vehicles. So it is quite. I will be quite excited to see that what happens in Maruti when they come up with a hybrid variant. I'm quite excited to see hybrid cars. If a small car is giving me a mileage of around 20-30, probably I might have a second car. Let's say I am not a fan of Maruti cars, though I have one in my home, but I'm not the reason I have taken Maruti, why? Just to maneuver around the city. Because I cannot take my SUVs in the city and unnecessarily it will, cost me the mileage. So if I want to go anywhere in the city, it might be a second car and probably the one who are shifting from a bike to a car. And if they have, let's say, if they have money, they might go for a Fronx, which is a mid-range SUV, or probably if they are looking for a premium hatchback, sorry, probably hybrid cars would be a much better option. That is what I'm looking at. So in the coming months, I will only focus on which hybrid cars Maruti is doing. Plus now we have also got something on the export part, that is dollar is decreasing, rupee is depreciating. We will also have a good revenue from the export market. So everything looks positive for the Maruti from the economical point of view, from a company point of view. See how I came. First, when I talk about exports, I will not talk about the exports market because I don't know what is happening in the export market. But there was news in the past which says that export is doing good specifically in African markets because of after the COVID, their economy started to recovering now. That was there in the news. I will not talk much in the interviews. I will much focus on the 20% or maybe 85% of the portfolio which is there in India. And 15% if anyone talks, this is also a positive news for Maruti. So I think everything, you have a lot of investment thesis for Maruti. Why should you invest in Maruti? I can go completely wrong on it. No harm in that. But that is what it helps in tracking. Now, let's say if you're there for the next 3 months, I have told everyone to make an automobile report. So when you make that automobile report, probably you will understand what is happening in the automobile sector. Okay. So, Sherekar, you have something on the rupee depreciation part. Om, Sherekar. Om.
You mentioned my name.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Om. Yeah, Om.
Yes, sir. So we can see that the rupee has slipped to 91, which is a slip down to 91 up to 91.09, which is the lowest till now. And also FPI has been pulling out money from Indian equity markets. And so far in 2025, we have seen rupee down to 5.95%. And also it has been the worst performing currency in Asian markets. Also, the India-US deficit has uh, increased a lot because of this. Also, RBI has put a range from 91 to 91.25. So if it goes beyond that, the RBI will intervene. Uh, and also if it accelerates more and the volatility increases. Yeah, so that's it.
Okay, so this is just an update. There's nothing much to talk about this, but now you should talk about it. Yesterday I told you what is the impact.
Yeah.
At least give something. Na? So what will happen to the markets? Which sectors will underperform? Which sectors will perform? And
Right.
if you can talk about companies in that better, you can just put on AI. He will answer you,
Right.
because that is why I expect. See, at the end, whatever you talk about, economy you talk about, or you talk about any industry, I will boil down to which stocks will get impacted. Because we are analysts, we are investor. Let's say if I am an investor, I will need stocks from you, or at least a sector. Okay.
Yes. Right.
Okay, got it. Okay, Hari has also written. Hari is yeah. Okay, you have also the same news.
Yes, sir. I
Present it.
also
Yeah.
got the same news. So I'll just go
Yeah,
through.
go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So Rupee has crossed the 91 mark for the first time in the history, and it is making it Asia's weak performing currency. So this comes because of the like India is the only major economy without a bilateral trade agreement with the US. So this is fueling to the rupee fall. And this has also led to the investor concern over the export competitiveness. And another point is that the capital outflows add pressure. So what is happening is that global funds have withdrawn almost $1.5 billion from the Indian equities so far. So over the past 1 month, currency have fallen by 2.6 percentage and 6.5 so far in FY26. So how this is affecting in the market is that the NSE Nifty 50 has dropped about 1.7 percentage from near record highs in November, and because of these persisting efforts. So this will pose a threat to India's $5.2 trillion stock market. So this is my analysis, sir, on the subject matter.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. When you said now that capital outflows have added pressure, roughly 1.5 billion was, withdrawn from the Indian equities.
Yeah.
That is why I talk about, making that market tracker. Now, when you have the sector with you, you will
Okay.
understand in the past 1 month which sectors have underperformed, correct? Or which is down.
Okay.
If you know that, this sector is down, probably you know that FIIs are selling from this sector, because IT sector is up. Okay. If you look,
Yes.
IT sector is up, pharma is up, auto is flat. So obviously the money is removed from some other sectors.
Yes, sir.
So you will also get an idea that, what exactly, where is the FIIs removing the money?
Okay.
See, because FIIs, why will FIIs sell? It is not just because dollar is increasing. See,
Okay.
as an analyst, guys, others also see, when you say no, FIIs is buying, FIIs is selling, there is always a purpose. FIIs don't buy randomly. Ki bas paisa, if you get money, they just buy, and if they don't like, they sell. They also sell it from specific sector. So whenever, as an analyst, I will tell you, as an experienced guy, whenever the market falls, you always remember there is a sector-wise falls which comes. It will
Correct.
never happen that all the stocks are down. Apart from COVID was an exceptional case. Apart from that, whenever the market is down, as you know, you said, Hari, the
Yeah.
market, Nifty has dropped 1.1% from its high.
Correct.
So my next question will be, which sectors have underperformed
Okay.
from the last 1 month? Okay, that is the reason we have that market tracker. Which sector have, been declined, and that 2% fall, which was a top loser and which was a top gainer? Obviously, IT was a top gainer because I'm tracking it. Auto was flat.
Okay.
Auto was 2%. If you have a tracker, I think one second, I have, okay, one is not there. So I have in my office, one has made a tracker. I will show you tomorrow which sectors
Yes,
have
sir.
performed and which sector have underperformed in the last 1 month. Just remind me, Hari, tomorrow. I'll just
Yeah.
share the
Let's.
file. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you in that 2% fall, what has exactly declined. So, you also get an analysis when you talk in interviews.
Mhm.
Just because of dollar Fine, but what is impacting? And let's say any specific sector is declining, then you can do a research on it now. That why is FI selling? There might be a reason, right? FI is selling.
Correct.
Why means why specifically only this sector? Because even when FIs sell, it is about the fund. They know that there is a fundamental problem with that sector.
Yes, sir.
Down 2-3 years, or maybe 2-3 quarters, because the dollar is increasing, their input cost will increase. They will have tough competition. Okay, something like this. That is why it is. That is why FIs do sell the money. So very important to know this data point. Even
Okay,
home, when you gave this news, you should have this data point with you. Because see, I at the end I will boil down to stocks. Come and tell me which sector or which stocks are getting impacted. First is sector, and then is the stock. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, got it.
Okay.
Hello,
Okay,
sir.
got it. Yeah, Ahmed.
So I wanted to ask that since rupee is falling so much, and it's kind of a pressure on the government to, I mean, appreciate the value of rupee. So can we see any kind of policy increase in policy rate
Possibly,
by the RBI?
possibly.
Because what happened was Federal Reserve is increasing its policy rate, and that's putting much pressure on the rupee.
Yes.
But
And
sir,
probably you
government
can
पे
see
क्या
some
pressure
policy in.
And it's also said
Sorry?
that I mean in February and March when FOMC meeting will be there, the Federal Reserve Chairman, he will be again increasing the rate of US dollar. So we can expect some kind of increase in policy rate of Indian rupees.
Possibly we can have a rate hike.
Sir, can I speak on this?
But the inflation is
So, but
in control.
inflation is
Yeah,
below the
go
target
ahead.
level.
Yeah, yes, sir. I have read about
That's what.
regarding
So
that we are in the phase of Goldilocks zone, where the inflation is all-time low, almost 0.25%, and some states like Bihar and Uttar Pradesh are going through deflation. So, and we have almost achieved a GDP growth rate of 7.2%. Maybe it is expected to grow much, and therefore I think that policy rate cut will be there rather than being high, because it's a good opportunity to infuse money into the market uh, for boosting Indian economic growth.
yes. So yeah, Siddiq, you are right. So how you pronounce your name? Yeah, Siddiq.
Sir, Shahma Siddiqui.
Shayman. Okay, sure. Okay, so Shayman, yeah, you are right correctly that there will be a rate cut. It is expecting that the inflation is at the low. So now I have a concern that when there is a deflation time environment, people are not buying. So probably money is not flowing in the market. Deflation, see, inflation lowering is also a bad sign.
Yes,
But
sir,
now
right.
suddenly when dollar decreases and your inflation is also down and there is a rate cut, there might be more inflation in the country. So dollar might decrease, might be possible it will reach 95, example. But when dollar reaches 95, you have to think what is the other economic impact, which all companies will have this kind of impact on their margins. Acha, now let's say yesterday, last week there was a news that automobiles are starting to increase their pricing from January 26. They are because of the input cost rise. Fine. Now, if the input cost price is increasing, and if people are also buying, then there is no issue. Okay, means the economy is intact. So, I mean, Indian don't value that what happens to the dollar. But if because of the increase in price, if people stop buying cars, if people again stop, buying products because the prices have increased, then it will be an issue in the economy. So you have to keep a close eye. What is that, inflation? What is that happening? Are people buying it? Is consumption at high? Looking at the economy looks high, urban, your rural growth isn't intact. Urban people, because of the GST cutter, there is high. So India will not care that, dollar is decreasing. That it will keep it open. They will do some intervention, but if the economy is growing, they don't care about dollar. See, now even if it reaches 100, India has no issues with that. Then why would they will intervene? Now, why will this come? This will come 2-3 years down the line, or maybe of 1 year down the line. That because of the rupee increase, there was impact which was not seen. Means example, let us say I increase the price of my car by 10%. Okay, Maruti is coming at 10 lakhs. I do it 11 lakhs. You have the money now, you go and buy a car. And let's say after 2 years, there is some downtrend in the economy. The economy becomes stagnant. Now you don't have money. Now you suddenly feel 11 lakhs is too expensive. Correct? There was a point when Maruti started selling cars which were at 9 to 10 lakhs. Previously, the Maruti's car price was 3 lakh. Now it started at 10 lakh. At that time, Maruti was totally flat. But suddenly, after a few years, when income started increasing again, 10 lakhs became now a very cheap car now. When you say you are buying a 10 lakh car, people say, "Hey, Maruti kya buy kiya hai? At least buy a Creta or at least buy a Seltos." Aspirational buying has increased. So this will come after a few years or maybe after a few quarters. So that you have to closely follow what is happening in the economy. That is why reading newspaper helps a lot. That
Sir,
are people buying?
also,
Is the home sale increasing? Yeah.
sir, also regarding
Yeah. Go ahead,
income,
sir.
due to deployment of that 4 labor codes, so more of the salary will go into the provident funds and less will be available as the disposable income for the masses. So it will
Market.
obviously impact the
Impact, yes.
consumption in the future.
Yes, yes. So that is what I was concerning about. That is this consumption. People are. Do they have? Is their disposable income increasing? If not, then this dollar is a very difficult, dangerous sign. As of now, everything is looking good. So I am actually worried. Actually, I will say I am sitting on cash. Apart from few stocks, large caps, my own portfolio, I'm sitting on cash. I'm not investing now because I feel there is some kind of issues. Till I don't get a clear picture that people are investing or people are spending, I will be, a little out from the stock market, and I will only focus on premium products because whatever happens, rich people will always buy. Correct? You will not say,
So also
Virat
from
Kohli not
January,
investing money. Will not say celebrities and this will spend money. So that is why I always now even in the markets I am always striving for premium products, aspirational buying. I am little bit skeptical about short term products or maybe mass segment products. I refrain from investing in those stocks at the moment. Okay. So a lot of economical point you need to understand when you talk about this whole thing. See, whenever I talk, I come across and talk about a stock. Maruti was just an example because it is relatable, quite relatable. We can see the cars on the road. Okay.
So you are
so
expecting
also
some
from
correction in the
January
market?
onward,
Sorry,
sir,
Hamad.
also from January onward, sir, Mexico is also increasing its tariffs to 50%, and India
Tariffs.
around accounts for 13% of like total exports in PV for Mexico. So that could impact the auto
EV, yes.
exports from India.
Auto. Yes, yes. But we have to think which company. So now, can I say that will be offset if the dollar increases? So then you have to understand which companies are selling to Mexico. Maruti's name was there in the top, but there is some talk which are going on. A lot of things are happening in the economy, so all these things you need to keep in mind. So that is why I focus basically on domestic economy. Forget about the international economy because it is very difficult. It is very complicated to understand. But first, let's talk about domestic. What is happening in domestic? What I feel, consumption. Consumption should increase in economy, and one eye on the global markets. Just bird's eye view. What is happening in the global market?
So in domestic market to increase the EV segment, the companies like Maruti also in e-Vitara has launched its uh, BaaS model where you can take battery as a rental way. Tata Motors haven't started it because they believe it will create an complexity for consumers. But other competitors like MG Motors, which has 30% share in EV PV, and as well as Maruti, who has just launched e Vitara, is also planning to introduce this model, sir.
See, again, Aryan, I don't want to talk much about EVs. Still small in India. Okay. If you want to talk about EVs, talk about two-wheelers. That is doing phenomenal.
Okay, sir.
It's a big see now. One Maruti is selling one car. Tata Motors sells 3, 4 models of the entire portfolio. Okay. Then what? There is no other player. Honda is hardly selling two cars that is also into premium range. So why need to we talk now about PV, about the EV? It is growing, let it grow. Okay. And this one, Ashutosh has written this. Ashutosh,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
India's electric vehicle journey is clearly entering a new phase. Under the PM e-drive scheme, 1.13 million electric vehicles has already been delivered in its very first year. A much faster rollout compared to the earlier FAME2 program, which was also related to the promotion of electric vehicles. So this scheme covers a wide range of vehicles, including electric two-wheelers, three-wheelers, passenger cars, buses, trucks, and even e-ambulances, which shows a strong push towards mass adoption. What's interesting is that this acceleration has come with a lower overall budget. PM eDrive has an allocation of 10,900 crores compared with 11,500 crores under FAME 2. But it uses a tighter and more targeted incentive structure. Buyers can receive incentives of up to 5,000 rupees per kilowatt hour, helping reduce upfront costs while keeping government spending efficient. Despite the lower outlay, the number of vehicles supported has sharply increased from 1.56 million under FAME 2 to 2.85 million under PM e-drive scheme. So this policy push is also backed by strong market growth. India's EV sales have grown nearly 15-fold since FY20, rising from 2,000 units in FY15 to 1.96 million units in FY25. As a result, overall EV penetration has reached 7.49%, indicating growing consumer acceptance and wider adoption across segments. In conclusion, I would say 1.13 million EVs delivered, 2.85 million vehicles supported, and EV penetration rate and 7.49%. PM eDrive marks a decisive shift in India's electric mobility journey with sharper targeting, wider vehicle coverage, and improved efficiency. That's it.
Okay. Okay. So Ashutosh, when you say about 15-fold increase from 2,000 to 1.96 million, now this from this 1.96 million, you need to talk about which exactly is growing. PV.
It's more about electric two-wheelers.
Yeah, that's what. One second, one second. Sorry. So out of that, majorly was two-wheeler. Yesterday, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, there was article of entirely about how much EVs are sold in India. Okay. So I would be more excited to see what is happening in the EV space, which EVs have increased. When you say 15-fold, because when you said you have also written Tata Motors over here. Okay. Bajaj.
Yeah.
So I will say Bajaj Auto and TVS are a good
So
one in
TVS
this
is the main contributor.
Main contributor, yes. So TVS, Bajaj Auto second. Third is M&M in the three-wheeler part, not in the two-wheeler. M&M has a lot of three-wheeler electric. And then it is Tata Motors fourth. So, I would have much appreciated when you write this in such a way.
Okay.
Research apart from your newsletter. It has nothing in the interviews. If you say I read newspapers and I analyze newspaper, there is a difference. Now, since you are doing on a daily basis, I will tell Ashutosh, now go one step ahead.
Yes, sir.
Writing is fine. You can, Ashutosh, make it a much smaller. A lot of things you have written. I said, 3-4 lines max. No need to add more words. Okay. And when you say PM eDrive outperforms FAME 2, I would, like to have data points in your headings.
Okay, sir. So
Okay,
the data
that
points
will
are
be
mentioned in under the paragraphs. I should mention it in the heading.
mention in the heading. So that
Okay.
paragraph will be lower.
Yeah.
There will be a small paragraph. PM eDrives helps to deliver 1.3 million electric vehicles in the first year. Would have been a good heading.
Okay.
And why this has happened? Because of FAME 2 and this all two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers have increased the market share. becomes easy. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Raman is there. Raman. Okay, guys. Anyone else have missed out?
Yeah, so me,
Sir,
Ankit.
I have sent
Yes,
for
please.
Patilite.
Can you share? Guys, please raise your hands. Sorry. Aryan is there. Okay. Aryan. Avinash, what have you sent? Sorry, I have not received it.
I have sent you about the Pidilite industry.
Acha, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Avinash, go ahead. And Sean has written the same thing. Yeah. Go ahead, Avinash.
Yes, sir. So I am covering the news on Pidilite Industries today. Recently, they have launched the Haisha Paint Venture, which was launched around 2 years before, and they have got a great success in southern areas. So they are now trying to expand that it in eastern areas in the states of Odisha. Expansion is mainly in rural and semi-urban areas. It is a major diversification step for the business growth. Secondly, the profits from FY25 are 6%, and now they have scaled up to 13.4% in the first half of 26 without compromising margins. It tells us that it is an ideal setup for long-term compounding of Pidilite industry.
Avinash, do you come in the evening classes? Not seen you.
Yes, sir.
You come?
Yes, sir. This is my
You were there
second day.
yesterday?
Means, yes,
It's the
sir.
second day. Okay.
Yes.
So, Avinash, you need to improve much on your speaking skills. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because when you said this, when you wrote this, Pidilite next goat stroke. See, I am not a journalist. I will
Yes,
not
sir.
read all these things. I want analysis. First line, if I
Yes.
read, it should be analysis.
Yes,
Pidilite
sir.
next growth stroke. There is no analysis in this.
Yes, sir.
Pidilite launches Aisha paints to expand in eastern, what is it? Eastern rural and semi-urban areas. That should
Okay.
be your heading. So why have they
Yes, sir.
launched? Why have they launched?
For the
Or
expansion
which expansion?
in the eastern states.
So got it. So the launch is basically for the expansion in the eastern rural and semi-urban areas,
Yes.
considering a major diversion for the business growth. Okay,
Yes, sir.
then what will happen because of this?
The business diversification and growth.
So what will happen because of this? The Pidilite is entering a next growth phase without compromising on margin and ideal setup for long-term compounding. This was the only news, 2 lines. Unnecessary, you have written all these things. This is not
Okay, sir.
a paper. Huh? You don't have to give me the paper back. Your headings should be proper.
Okay, sir.
It's okay. Even if I read your heading, I should know what you are talking about. Because when I read this,
Yes, sir.
Pidilite next growth stroke. Again, you are not a journalist. You don't have to present it somewhere on the forum.
Okay, sir.
You have to tell it to me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sean, again, same thing.
Yes, sir. So my news is also on the same article. So the heading is Pidilite's Haisha Paints has decided to move east of India. However, the national rollout is being put on hold. So Pidilite is essentially 52% of its revenue comes from core adhesive and 48% from growth portfolio. But 2 years ago, it launched Haisha brand because it planned to enter the paints industry. So it started out with South India, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and now having gained a foothold in the South, it has strategically decided to first target East India and not immediately go full India. The reason is that it believes at the moment step-by-step expansion will be beneficial. This additional tapping into a new paints industry is, according to analysts, is going to boost diversification for Pidilite's revenues and make it an even stronger compounding engine. Now, in the current paint industry, Asian Paints was market leader since a long time, but in this particularly in decorative, so paints industry is predominantly divided in two types, decorative and industrial. So they are targeting decorative, Pidilite, and Birla Opus also had entered the industry. So this move will now increase competition in the decorative paints industry. Hello, sir.
Sorry, Sean, this was a great news, but this can be written in a better way because you have jumbled it up. First, I told you, you should not talk about crores. 13,000
So
crores, by
I have
crores, and all
mentioned,
is written on.
oh yeah. The market cap I changed to billion. I forgot to change crores revenue.
So you have to maintain that decor.
Yes.
Pidilite, Haisha Paints, move east, national. See now, again, you have to tell this like a conversation, not like an heading.
Okay.
Sir, Pidilite to move east and to roll out, Pidilite to move east by.
So I wrote similar only. Maybe I could have expanded the heading.
Expanding. So it should not look like an heading. It should look like a sentence.
Okay.
Okay, because we are as an analyst, I will only read your sentence. Because
Yes.
headings, so I can even read in the newspaper. Got it?
Okay.
I want a sentence that, if I want to tell about, if you start a conversation, how will you start? Sir, Pidilite is expanding its plant to from Eastern India to Southern India. Okay, this
Yeah,
will be
I
a
wrote it
heading.
like a
So I would
newspaper
have.
headline. I will write it like a sentence.
That's what. You should write at a sentence because when I read this, I will get excited. Acha, what is doing in Eastern India? Or when you also will read this news again while going for interviews, you know the heading. What have you read about that? Because when you say Pidilite, Harsha moves east, national rollout put on hold, you will never understand what are you trying to read. Because when you go for interview, you don't have time to go through all the news again. You will just go to the headings. That is why the headings are important. Acha,
Okay.
Eastern and
Yes, sir.
they are planning from Eastern. So that is the purpose of writing the heading as a sentence. More than
Yes, sir.
one and a half sentence. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, Avinash. Okay. Others also
Okay, sir. Okay.
don't write a heading like like actually a heading. Make it a sentence.
Okay, sir.
How you start your conversation.
The rest of the news was correct, right? What I
Rest of the
mentioned
news
in the
was correct.
analysis.
Yeah. That's what
Okay.
roughly. Rough. No, you don't say roughly. Approximate 48%.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, I wanted to present.
Yeah, अब्दुल बहुत दिनों बाद न्यूज़ लिखा तुमने आज.
हाँ सर, एक्चुअली मैं उस ऑफिस में इतना बहुत बिजी हो गया.
गुड़गांव में काफी ओपनिंग्स आ रहे हैं. How would I recommend you?
हाँ सर. यस सर.
कैसे recommend करूँ तुमको मैं? If you are not
सर अब
consistent
से
enough.
मैं रेगुलर प्रेजेंट करूंगा. ओके. तो
मॉडल हो गया बना
hello
क्या?
everyone.
मॉडल हो गया बना?
Hello everyone. The news is regarding the EV segment. So basically, the Indian auto part company Sona Comstar saw its EV revenue drop 22% year on year in FY26 H1 to 4.75 billion rupees due to EV slowdown in West. So basically, what happened is that Ford Motors announced $19.5 billion write down in EV investment, just like what Porsche did 3 months ago. The reason is Trump ending the EV tax credit, relaxing the emission norms, and the companies overestimated the European EV demand. So therefore, the Sona Comstar and Motherson, who are the suppliers to Ford and Volkswagen, they are now looking east towards China. Motherson is already working with 7 out of 10 top car makers of China, and Sona Comstar is also contemplating a JV with Xinjiang Genite Machinery. Basically, what we talk about is the Chinese dominance in EV market. Chinese BYD holds 3.1% market share in BEV in European Union. It has also doubled its exports to UK and EU YTD 2025. Chinese OEMs are also expected to eat away the European Union OEM share in the European PV segment. So basically, the conclusion that we can draw is that Sona Comstar's 30% and Motherson's 20% automotive revenue comes from the EV segment. And now, since the European market is declining, so they have to look towards China so that they can carry on with their.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So basically,
Fine,
they
good
have
one.
to hitch a ride with China.
गुड वन अब्दुल, अच्छा तो लिखा है। अच्छा नाउ गुड वन। सोनाकॉम के बारे में मुझे आई गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स अबाउट सोनाकॉम, क्या हो रहा है इस दिन में। राइट राइट लिखा भी अच्छा है। माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाई आर यू नॉट कंसिस्टेंट, ऐसा हो रहा है। अच्छा
हाँ
है, इट
सर।
इज गुड दैट यू हैव फर्क पड़ रहा है। देखो अब्दुल, इट इज नॉट तुम जब फर्स्ट टाइम आए थे और अभी जो आ रहे हो, आई कैन सी द डिफरेंस।
यस।
बट यू नो व्हाई आर यू नॉट कंसिस्टेंट। हो गए मॉडल बना के?
हाँ सर, हो गया है।
नहीं हुए?
अ, सर, 2 होटल के हो गए और 2 हो गए ऑटोमोबाइल के।
दो होटल के हो गए, दो ऑटोमोबाइल के। ऑटो रिपोर्ट?
अभी सर क्वार्टर वो रिपोर्ट नहीं हुआ है।
तो ये भी कर लो, क्लास में आने की ऐसे जरूरत नहीं है।
सर
रिकॉर्डिंग्स तो है ही, रिकॉर्डिंग्स तो है ही। सिर्फ मॉर्निंग कॉल पे आके रहो, प्रेजेंट करो,
हाँ,
क्योंकि
यस
यही
सर।
चीज तुमको इंटरव्यू में काम आएगी और कुछ नहीं। क्योंकि
यस
सर
मॉडल्स भी
सर।
मॉडल
तुम्हारे
से
पास
रिलेटेड
रिपोर्ट्स है।
एक क्वेश्चन था।
हाँ रात।
या सर, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम कोई कंपनी ने अनाउंस किया है कि हम इन द नेक्स्ट 2 इयर्स कैपेक्स करेंगे, तो सर उस केस में जो हमारा कैपेक्स, लेट्स से इंडियन होटल ने अनाउंस किया कि हम 26 एंड 27 में कैपेक्स करेंगे, तो सर 26 एंड 27 में उनके कैपेक्स परसेंटेज एज अ परसेंटेज ऑफ सेल्स हाई रहेंगे।
हम्म,
तो सर उस केस में हमारा जो नेट एसेट है, तो सर वो मतलब 2 साल के बाद इंक्रीज करेगा ना सर, अनइवन रेट से, वो तो
करेक्ट
स्टेबल रहेगा
करेक्ट
नहीं।
करेक्ट।
तो एंड देन फिर हमारे 2 साल के बाद सर डिप्रिसिएशन भी इंक्रीज करेगा।
नहीं डेप्रेशन क्यों, हाँ हाँ, ओवरऑल डेप्रेशन इंक्रीज
हाँ,
करेगा, यस।
हाँ इंक्रीज करेगा। तो सर फिर मतलब एक पॉइंट ऐसा आएगा ना कि हमारा लेट्स से अगर हम उस पर बेसिस पे लें तो 26 27 में हमारे एसेट स्टेबल है, 28 29 एंड 30 में हमारे एसेट्स इंक्रीज कर गए ड्यू टू कैपेक्स, एंड देन फ्रॉम 30 ऑनवर्ड्स इट विल डिक्लाइन ड्यू टू डिप्रिसिएशन अनलेस एंड अनटिल कंपनी अनाउंसेस एन कैपेक्स प्लान।
यस
हाँ।
यस,
तो
बराबर
मतलब
है।
सर हम तो अपने जो कॉमन सेंस स्टेटमेंट में सर जो हम ट्वीक करेंगे डेटा डेटा पॉइंट्स को, तो सर वो इसी मतलब एजम्पशन पे ट्वीक करेंगे ना कि हमारा एसेट कैपेक्स की वजह से एसेट बढ़ गए अनइवनली, एंड देन फिर धीरे धीरे डिक्लाइन कर रहे हैं, वो स्टेबल हो रहे हैं फिर।
करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट।
एंड
कॉमन
सर
साइज
सेकंड
स्टेटमेंट मैंने
क्वेश्चन।
क्यों किया था? क्यों किया था?
हाँ।
क्योंकि अगर तुमको कुछ भी पता नहीं है कंपनी के बारे में, तो कॉमन साइज स्टेटमेंट फॉलो करो कि
हम्म।
सब कुछ सेम रखो ना। इफ यू नो दैट कंपनी इज डूइंग पब्लिक न्यूज है, तो ऑब्वियसली व्हाई नॉट।
ओके। एंड सर सेकंड क्वेश्चन था कि अगर सर मैं HCL पे मॉडल बना रहा था, तो सर उस पे जैसे कंपनी मार्केट लीडर है होटल सेगमेंट में, एंड उनके पास सर कोई लोन भी नहीं है और वो ज्यादा डिविडेंड भी नहीं देते हैं, मतलब क्लोज टू नेग्लिजिबल ही है उनका डिविडेंड। तो सर उस
हाँ,
केस में हमारा सर कैश जो होगा वो तो सर पाइल अप होता चला जाएगा, क्योंकि
कैश
सर
पाइल,
कंपनी,
हाँ।
हाँ क्योंकि कंपनी कोई लोन दे नहीं रही है, और अगर जो अगर कैपेक्स भी कर रही है तो वो इंटरनल कैश से कर रही है, कोई उसके लिए एक्सटर्नल
हाँ,
असिस्टेंस नहीं दे रही है। सर वहां पे भी सर कैश का तो अनइवन ग्रोथ होगा ना सर, फिर मतलब किसी साल 200 मतलब 57 करोड़ से, देन अगले साल 400 करोड़, देन फिर 1100, मतलब सर
नहीं पर
मेरे
अगर
मॉडल में ऐसे आ
तुम
रहा था वो।
क्या और तुम अगर कैपेक्स करो तो कैश डिक्लाइन होगा ना। सी अभी तक के
हाँ
लिए
सर
ठीक
मतलब
है,
हाँ,
इतना
वो
इतना मत
ट्वेंटी
फोकस
सिक्स
में
ट्वेंटी
करो।
सेवन में सर मेरा कैश स्टेबल है, मतलब
हाँ
100 करोड़ 150 करोड़ का ही डिफरेंस है। बट सर क्या कहते हैं वो क्योंकि लोन नहीं है और सर कहीं पे वैसा कुछ है नहीं, तो उस वजह से नेक्स्ट 27 ऑनवर्ड सर उनका कैश बहुत ही ज्यादा इंक्रीज हो रहा है। तो मेरा
और
पॉइंट
सर
वही था कि
कैश
अगर,
कैश इंक्रीज होता है ना, तो उसकी वजह से आरओई भी
हाँ
कम होने लगता है, क्योंकि वो इक्विटी का बेस बड़ा होता जाता है ना, इसके लिए तो सर डिविडेंड देना ही पड़ता है, तभी इक्विटी का बेस कम होगा और
हाँ, तो
तभी
इसके लिए
आरओई
हम वो ROIC
स्टेबल
लेते
होगा।
ना। इस तो इसके लिए ना वी टेक ROIC। ROC को इतना फोकस नहीं होता है, समझे?
राहत, ट्वेंटी
हम्म
फाइव के बाद 26 में बहुत बड़ा जंप था कैश का, इसलिए डाउट आ
वो,
रहा था कि ये ठीक
हाँ
रहे या
वो
नहीं।
कैपेक्स का
नहीं,
मैंने
सो
किया
वो बोल
नहीं
रहा
था।
कि मैंने जो सो क्या होता है ना
हम्म।
कि आइडियली इतना फर्क नहीं अगर होता है, तो ऐसे ना कॉमन साइज यूज कर रहे, यू मेक इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हाई कर दो, ठीक है। टू मेक दैट
हाँ सर
यू नो
वो,
कैश इन्वेस्टमेंट जो होता है नॉर्मल तुम्हारे नॉन करंट इन्वेस्टमेंट या करंट इन्वेस्टमेंट, फाइनेंशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट, वो तुम बढ़ा सकते हो। ओके, ऐसा तुम बता
ठीक है
सकते
सर। हाँ बस मेरा यही डाउट था कि अगर कैश या मेरा नेट एसेट अनइवन रेट से ग्रो कर रहा है, तो सर वो मतलब हम
हो। हाँ
दिखा सकते हैं ना अगर हमारे पास सुटेबल उसका रीजन है तो।
हाँ, और एडजस्ट करना है तो करंट इन्वेस्टमेंट में एडजस्ट कर दो। दैट इज द
ठीक है
बेटर
सर,
वे ऑफ
ओके।
डूइंग।
ओके
क्योंकि
ओके
कैश इतना, क्योंकि वो नजर में आ जाएगा कैश इतना बड़ा है वो। बिकॉज मेरे
हम्म
मैं भी जब करने का तो मेरे सीआई के नजर में आने का इतना बड़ा कैश अगर है तो फिर डेट पे क्यों नहीं कर रहे, मतलब इनफैक्ट मेरे मैनेजर को पूछा था ऐसा, एंड आई वाज द वन टू
हम्म
टेलिंग अरे ये इसने बराबर किया ही नहीं है। तो
हम्म
वैलिड क्वेश्चन है, अगर कैश बढ़ रहा है तो फिर यूज क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो या डिविडेंड्स क्यों नहीं दे रहे
हम्म
हो? ओके, सो
ठीक है सर।
बेटर टू पुट इट इनटू करंट इन्वेस्टमेंट्स।
ओके ओके सर।
ओके,
Hello, sir.
या
So I have
Sir, I
something to
या अंकिता,
present.
या अंकिता, अंकित, या
yes,
नेक्स्ट यू कैन गो।
yes, sir. Sir, I have made the news on same Patilite. Can you please check and tell me if it is like all right or not?
Yeah, you present now, present, same thing, present.
Okay, sure, sir. Patilite expands 𝗖𝗹𝗹 paints to Eastern India, targeting rural and semi-urban markets. And it's planning to expand its paint venture, which is called 𝗖𝗹𝗹. And the name came from dam laga ke 𝗖𝗹𝗹 from that. And it is expanding into the east from south, which was actually launched 2 years ago. And it is mainly targeting the semi-urban and rural areas. And also this measure has it is viewed as a more meaningful steps and company diversification strategy, tracking its potential to build a scalable second growth engine in the
So,
decorative paints. Yes, sir.
no, I was saying, okay, no need of telling all those things. Short
Okay.
is will fine. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
And Patilite closed its financial year to 2025 with consolidated top line of 130.94 billion and net profit of 20.96 billion. Up actually, it has shown greater profit margins which from this sector. So I think this would be a what to say a sector to consider upon.
Consider, yeah.
So, sir, I'm just a bit skeptical about how to end it. What should I put it in the end so that it will be I can show the analysis part or the impact that it is.
Yeah. So at the end, when you finish this, what was your news? It was about expansion into Harisha into east and from south. Okay, what is the
Yes.
reason? So the reason, I think it was mentioned in some other news that the reason was to increase EBITDA margins because South market is said to be much a premium market. The rates are much higher in South. So this expansion will lead to increase in the margins for Pidilite. Okay. So it was written in one of the news.
Yes, sir. It was actually
Okay.
mentioned in the news. Yeah.
Yeah, or else you can also say one how again. So with this expansion, we will expect the sales of the companies to increase.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so that can be a conclusion. At the end, see, your conclusion should be related to your heading. Your heading is perfect. So guys, those who have written Pidilite, Ankita has done a good heading. Pidilite expands Harisha plans to Eastern India, targeting rural and semi-urban markets. Good one, Ankita. Next, good
Sir,
heading.
can you please repeat the conclusion part that you have said?
So this expansion will lead to increase in top line of Pidilite. And in the last year, so how you send it? So this will lead to increase in top line. I will just giving you the previous year data. What happened in the previous year? So in the first half, the top line has increased by 10% to 7.3 billion. Sorry, 73 billion. And the net profit grew 13% to 1.2 billion. EBITDA margin also stood around 24%, supported by commodity cost, which is expected to persist in the second half as well. And then you can end it. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Fine.
So can I go?
Yeah, Ankit.
So I've written on the rice exports, like the data came yesterday. Like the rice exports remained flat at 7.3 billion US dollars from the April to the November, like the period, and like the reason was the amid considering the supply disruptions. The November exports fell around 30% YOY to around $0.79 billion, and the total shipments were around 19.86 million tons. Like the main reasons were the US tariff And like our major exporter for the rice exports are Iran. So like there are some economic crisis over there, and like also like there is a robust crop yield across major producing countries. Also, the historical trend shows like in the year 2023 and 24, the rice exports were around 10.41 billion, and in 24-25, it was around 12.47 billion. So coming on to the stocks like which can be affected due to this are GMR, GRM Overseas, and LT Foods and KRBL.
Okay,
Also, I've
perfect,
written.
perfect, Ankit. Ankit, so at the end you can increase your voice a bit, and you can talk about increase as in see how I increase when I want to speak something. So that sir, because of rice exports, this increasing exports, there will be the stocks to be watch out are GMR versus LT Foods and KBL, KRBL.
Got it.
Okay, okay. This you can and then because what happened now, I will tell you as an listener. Let's say others are also listening to you, correct? And they are let's say least interested in listening to you. But when you increase your voice about the stocks, suddenly the your ears starts listening others that acha he's talking something about the stock. So what happened? Let's say I'm not interested in the entire news, but when you come on to the conclusion, I'm knowing acha इसने stocks की बात की है. Okay. So again, at the end, you talk about, sir, we'll see this stocks in focus because of the high increase in export, either
Got it, sir.
positive side or the negative side.
Got it. And also, there's another news I've written on like the Indian economy. There's an update. Like there's a projection saying the economy could grow at a pace of 7.5% in FY27. And the main reasons for this growth is like the structural reforms which the government is easing, lower borrowing cost, cyclical pace from policy easing, and the capital spending. And countdown breaking down into quarter one and quarter two, like the projections are seeing around 6.7 and 6.8 in Q1 and Q2 FY27. Also, there's a we are seeing a medium around 3% inflation, wholesale inflation from the past 18 months. Uh, the reasons are same, like majorly due to the monetary policy easing, and also like the sources are saying or the economists are saying, like we are not expecting a rate hike in within 1.5 or you can say a 2 years span.
Okay, fine. So Ankit, I will ask, which sectors are expected to grow?
Like the consumption sector, as we are seeing, like it's growing, and the banking especially because the interest rates are coming down, so the borrowing cost, like the borrowing will increase. So the financials, NBFCs, consumption, uh, especially the luxury sector, like all the non-discretionary items, all the gifting items, luxury watches and all.
Okay, okay, fine. So that's what I was expecting that what will come at the and you say GDP will grow, what exactly will grow? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else, guys?
Sir, should I share, sir?
Yeah. Right.
So I wrote a news about Reliance and Tata Consumer. So Reliance is planning to expand its packaged food business, which is expanding at a CAGR of 8.4% to 65 trillion by 2033. Reliance has relaunched 𝗖𝗹𝗹, a South Indian packaged food brand, which product portfolio has across multiple categories, which include noodles, jams, ketchup, sauces, and spread. The relaunch prices of noodles are around at INR 5 rupees, whereas jam is starting at INR 22 rupees for 100 grams. They are using the similar strategy as Campa. They are offering prices that are low to gain the market share. As well as retail, Reliance Consumer is also planning to acquire a majority share in Argo, which is also a South Indian packaged food brands which deals in similar products such as staples, RTE snacks, and agri packaged food, sir. And Udyam directly competes with Tata Consumer, MDR, and IT Fresh in South India segment. Tata Consumer, to compete with that, has planned to expand in rural areas which is two-thirds of the Indian population, and where the FMCG demand is growing at a 7.1% compared to urban, which is around 6.3%. TCPL has listed down 5,000 villages which are with 10 to 50K population, which they plan to expand in next 18 months to eventually gain market share and expand their rural business. So to conclude, I will say that due to Reliance entering in FMCG packaged food business, it is likely that companies like Tata Consumer, Marico, Dabur could lose their market share. As well as to compete, Tata Consumer is aggressively expanding in rural areas, which could in which companies like Patanjali and Dabur could lose market share, which they are majority in which majority revenue comes from rural areas.
Sorry, from your news, no, last time also you said something similar like this. I remember, and that time also Tata Consumer's name was, mentioned. Today also you have mentioned Tata Consumer's name. So Reliance is entering into that segment. Probably, if we say this segment is around, will reach around 65 trillion. Is it rupees or how is it? It should be rupees only.
Sir, it is in rupees. 65
So
trillion.
if that is increasing, means it means that that segment everyone will have a good chunk of it. It's not only Reliance. If Reliance is entering, probably that segment is huge, and yeah, it will create disruption, but everyone will grow in that. It is same like EVs. The more companies, but it is a small market. Packaged food market is growing. And
Yes, sir.
I think Tata Consumer has also done some acquisition in that nutrition products that they you had got some news about Tata Consumers acquiring. Okay.
Sir, yeah. Sir, they have
Right.
expanded sorry.
No, I said Tata Consumers also come up with I think some investments. You have only mentioned that, or someone else. I don't remember. Tata
Yes, sir.
Consumer
In
has
quarter
come
two,
up
they
with.
have expanded their capital foods business by introducing 26 products. Also, they are planning to acquire, sir, another brand, which is a nutritional brand, sir, for baby care.
Yeah, nutrition bar.
Danone.
Correct.
Danone.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Eventually, sir, every brand, I will say that the companies which I'm tracking, such as HUL, except for Marico, Tata Consumer has also expanding in this segment, as well as Dabur and Patanjali is also aggressively expanding in staples and packaged food business, sir.
Packaged food
Now
business, yes.
Reliance is also entering, sir.
So that is why this segment is huge. So Tata Consumers will be in focus, take लेना. Others also, I'm just saying Tata Consumers will be in focus. So if it's, you have to talk in interviews about FMCG, I would say Tata Consumers will be a preferred choice to talk in interviews. Those who are tracking, for those who are tracking. Aryan, you are from Lucknow, no? क्या हुआ तुम?
Yes, sir. हाँ sir, Lucknow, sir.
Okay. आओ, कोलकाता दूर है ना तुमसे.
Sir, that's why I wanted to talk about, sir. So मैंने तभी message किया that I have after your message I have talked with my family regarding this, and then I asked you to talk about it because I am also unsure about that, sir. तो वही बात करनी थी like कि क्या अगर मैं sir, if I go there, what should I prepare? Like what documents, what report should I prepare? Because I have made quarterly reports, sir, and a few annual reports, and I am not that much tracking auto sector, making that much auto reports, but I am up to date with its news which is coming on newspaper daily, sir. So I'm
उनको
looking
कोई
at
चाहिए
that.
जो जिनको लिखने आता है, उनको कोई चाहिए who can write. Okay, that is what they want. But they are only 3-4 lakhs, so पता नहीं. I think I don't know, is it worth going there, leaving your hometown? तुम्हारा अगर कोई
Okay, sir.
है तो बात अलग है, पर कोई नहीं है, यू आर गोइंग अलोन, तो वो डजंट मेक सेंस। उनको कोई
That's
बीकॉम
why,
चाहिए
sir, I
था।
wanted to. Uh,
हाँ नहीं, उनको कोई बीकॉम चाहिए था, सो दैट बीकॉम में क्या है, 3-4 लाख में चल जाता है। स्टिल एडवाइस, तुम पीजी हो तो नॉट रिकमेंडेड, छोड़ो जाने दो। उधर होते तो मैं बोलता, कोलकाता में होते तो मैं लगी चलो चले जाओ, लिविंग योर सिटी, गोइंग
yes, sir.
देयर डजंट मेक सेंस। और एक है यूरेका वाला, वो दिखता हो, अगर वो हो गया तो चले जाओ। आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, वो है, इट इज अ गुड कंपनी, इंस्टीट्यूशनल सेल साइड है, बट अगर
Because of, sir,
जितना
my semester was also going on ना, तो like morning call में connect नहीं हो पा रहा था आपसे, और like मैंने message किया था like whenever you get a time, sir, कि वो
हाँ
call पे
हाँ
मैं
हाँ,
बात करूँ उसके रिगार्डिंग में।
एक बार तुम कॉल कर लेना अभिषेक से, तो अभिषेक उठा लेगा एंड ही विल पास ऑन द मैसेज। शायद से मेरे मैसेजेस कभी कभी मिस हो जाते हैं, तो मैसेज मत करना, कॉल ही कर देना। अभिषेक विल पिकअप, उसको बोल देना। ठीक
ओके
है,
सर।
और तुम्हारा
सर मैं
सीवी तो
मतलब
चेंज करो
अभी
कल।
कॉल करूँ सर कि बाद में आपसे, आप कोई टाइम पे सर?
अभी अभी है ना बात, एनीथिंग स्पेसिफिक यू वांट टू आस्क?
No, no, sir. I just
कल
wanted to like get a review, sir, for like I have prepared this reports and quarterly reports. I was just to get sure that uh, what document should I bring to the table if I'm going to any interview, sir. Like I have made
नहीं
few annual
रिपोर्ट्स,
reports, sir. I
एनुअल
have
रिपोर्ट्स
made
नहीं होता ना,
हाँ
क्वार्टरली
sir.
रिपोर्ट्स होता है।
Yes, sir. Quarterly
यू
reports.
हैव
I
टू
have
मेक
made 8 to 9 reports, quarterly reports, which I have shared with you, sir. Majorly regarding FMCG sector, sir.
एफएमसीजी, या सो अभी एक कंपनी रिपोर्ट भी होता है ना, कि अगर मैं, मुझे नायका के बारे में लिखा है तो मुझे नायका समझाओ पूरा, क्या है नायका,
Yes. Hmm.
पूरा मतलब इन एंड आउट, नायका कितना रेवेन्यू कहाँ से आता है, कितना प्रोडक्ट है। सो नायका से ज्यादा विल टॉक अबाउट एचयूएल, बिकॉज एचयूएल इज द वन इनटू ब्यूटी प्रोडक्ट्स, सबसे ज्यादा
Yes, sir.
हाईएस्ट उसी का है हमारा,
Hmm.
उसी के बारे में तुमको लिखना है। फिर देन इट कम्स और मैरिको के बारे में बताओ।
Okay, sir.
मैरिको और एचयूएल में क्या फर्क है, रेशियोज में क्या फर्क है, मॉडल्स बनाए, मॉडल्स नहीं बनाए
Sir,
तुमने अभी, मॉडल्स क्यों नहीं बनाए?
annual models है ना सर? Annual model सर मैंने HUL का है बनाया सर। अभी करंटली HUL एंड मैरिको का इन प्रोसेस है, बाकी और बनाने हैं सर एनुअल मॉडल्स। हेलो
आवाज नहीं आ रही, सर क्या बोल रहे हो, आवाज नहीं आ रही। हेलो,
सर
हाँ
मैं एनुअल मॉडल्स अभी बनाने हैं सर थोड़े। मैं जो लाइक जिन जिन के सर मैंने आपको क्वार्टरली भेजे हैं सर रिपोर्ट, उन सभी कंपनियों के नहीं बनाए अभी करंटली। हेलो सर।
ट्रेन दोबारा आवाज नहीं आ रहा है, कॉल करूंगे। ओके गाइस, आई थिंक इट्स लेट।
ओके सर। ओके
sorry guys, I need to leave. It was a great discussion, good one. Aryan, you can just give me a call. uh, the आवाज नहीं, I'm not able to hear you properly. Okay.
ओके सर। ओके
Okay, thank you everyone, thank you guys, see you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Much, sir.
Thank you.